Guys, today I have a subject matter that will make me very unpopular with a lot of people in Zimbabwe who are actually receiving money from the diaspora. I hope that by the end of the video, and the comment section, once again, I don't mean any harm, but kuonesana, guys, because it is very, very important for us to start seeing people on the other side with what they have. Not necessarily as vanhu vanowana zvese all the time, but toonana sevanhu vemhuri imwe chete. Perhaps ivo vanotoluza more than us guys who are here in Zimbabwe just receiving. And todzidza zvakare kuti kungotambira chete, kungoumirira kupiwa zvinhu, kuremadzwa ikoko. It's not a good look for us as Zimbabweans. We need to grow out of that mentality of just waiting to receive. And so this is what this video is all about. Sometimes, you feel like a debt, not because you owe our families anything, but because we are born in a system where the first person to rise, and in this case, a first person to go to the diaspora is expected to carry everyone else. Well, I don't see a problem with that, but where it becomes a problem is when we start thinking of it in the case of black tax. It's called black tax, but in Africa, it's not about money. It's about the guilt. It's about dream deferred, one transaction at a time. Today we're talking about something that has silently broken so many people in the diaspora. And I call it the price of being the first to make it, or the first one to go to the diaspora. You see, guys, black tax isn't written in any government system. It's not on your payslip, but every month it's there in the silent sigh before the paycheck every month. That's when your salary is split between your landlord and your mother's groceries, or when your dream of saving for land fades because your brother needs school fees, your auntie needs rent, and your cousin just had another child back home. They call it support, but it feels like sacrifice. And you can't say no, because in our culture, sometimes saying no feels like betrayal. But here's the truth, guys, that nobody is talking about. Black tax is not just a financial system. It's emotional taxation passed through generations of survival. Let's go back a little bit. Our parents, God bless them, grew up in a system that didn't favor them. Colonial economics stripped them of wealth, education, and access. They raised us with hope and not inheritance. So when one of us finally makes it, we don't just carry our dreams, we carry the unfulfilled dreams of an unfulfilled generation. The son who went to the UK is expected to become the savior. The who works in South Africa becomes the family's ATM. It's not because our people are lazy, guys. It's for generations. We were conditioned to believe that success is communal, even when effort is individual. That's how the black tax system was born, from love, from guilt, and from broken systems of survival that we inherited. I know brothers working in care homes in the UK, they earn something like £9 an hour. They actually send half of that much money back home. I know sisters who have collapsed at work from exhaustion, not because of the job, but the weight and the expectations. Unonzwa chiti zoni mai vangu varoda bhutsu nyowani, maskuru fees ari kudiwa, quite a funeral kumba. These are the invisible chains that tie us back to home, even though we are far, far away in the diaspora. And what's worse, the same people we send money to, they forget the sleepless nights. They forget that the people in the diaspora are skipping meals. They forget that you have unpaid bills. They only remember the one time you said, I can't send money back home this month. And then suddenly, boom, watu wamevenge, you are now the villain. That's how love becomes a burden. Now, have you ever noticed that the people in the diaspora live with quiet depression? The people smile in photos, they send money, they send gift, but deep inside, those people are draining, Wena, because every success they celebrate comes with guilt. If they buy themselves a new shoe, then there's debt attached to that. They plan a vacation, there's guilt attached to that. They try to invest in their own future. That's also guilt. Why is this like this? Because someone back home will say, so you are enjoying your life, Ikoko, kunoko. It hurts because you are trying to help, but the help never ends. The need multiplies. And slowly you start to drown in invisible expectations. I've seen with my own eyes families that depend entirely on one person who is in the UK. People who wake up, eat, and slowly knowing that so and so will send money. And when you stop sending that money, then suddenly you would sing. Heartless. This is not love, it's dependency. The dependency kills initiatives, it kills creativity, it kills the hunger to work. Our people have confused help with harvest. You can't plant laziness, guys, and expect anyone else's hard work to feed you forever. I met another Kenyan brother online. He said, we never taught ownership back home. We taught entitlement. And that is the truth, guys. The more we send, the less they try. The less they try, the more you send. That is a cycle that keeps all of us in a poor state. But there's hope, guys. Black text doesn't have to be villain in our story. It can be a bridge if handled wisely. Help your family, yes, but teach them systems, not dependence. Instead of sending groceries every month, invest in a family business. Instead of paying rent forever, build a project that earns money for them. Instead of sending money for consumption, send knowledge. Teach the people at home here skills. Because at the end of the day, true love is not giving people fish. It's teaching them how to cast their own nets and fish for themselves. Sometimes helping your family means helping them learn to help themselves. And of course, this is targeted now to the parents. People need to honor their parents. It's a fact. We thank you for sacrificing the sleepless nights, the prayers, but please, please don't put pressure on your children. Stop weaponizing your sacrifices against your children. You choose to bring the children into this world. You choose to love them, to feed them. That was not a loan, guys. That was love. So when they grow up, support them to grow. Don't clip their wings with guilt, because one day they'll stop calling. Not because they don't love you, but because they can't breathe. My brothers and sisters, there's a difference between helping and losing yourselves. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't build generational wealth if you are spending every generational futures on yesterday's problem. Love your family, but build your own foundation as well, because one day your own children will ask you, Baba, where is our inheritance? And the only answer you will have is, I spent it serving everyone else. Don't let guilt rob you of your destiny. Help, but set boundaries. Give, but teach accountability. Remember, the first to make it must not be the last to keep it. Let's end this cycle with love, with wisdom, with courage. If this one has spoken to your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear this information, because sometimes the biggest form of love is actually to say no. Because ndinoziva zvinhu izvi zviri kuitika. Vanhu vanenge vakabatwa brain-wise. Vanhu vanenge vakabatwa emotionally. Unokanganwa iwewe kuti ndakakuchinja panapkin. Unokanganwa iwewe kuti ndini ndakambokuendesa kuchikoro, ndini ndakambokumhanyisa kuchipatara warwara. It's draining emotionally, but at the same time, it's captivating, it's putting guilt on you. It's time to let that go. Until we meet again in the next video. Bye-bye.